I'd like to start with a quick story. Above my daughter's bed, our daughter's bed, sits a quote that reads, "Be brave." My husband and I are teaching our girls the power to use their voice, to stand up for what they believe in, to lead with kindness, to ask questions, and to challenge when something doesn't make sense. And it's that last one that's the hardest, because there's a lot that doesn't make sense right now. And so as we think about our role, the power that we have as parents and what we are trying to do as we raise our girls, we know we have to challenge too, right? We have to think about the questions we're asking. And we have to think about who's coming together and who's at our table. And so that's why we host conversations like this one, because a lot of times I don't know the answer. But I know a lot of people in the audience do. And so that's why we wanted you all here with us today. So as some of you know, I've been invested in telling stories and helping organizations tell their most compelling stories for the last 20 years. But as a mom, a Montgomery County resident, a Montgomery County business owner, and a concerned American citizen, I knew that we could be doing more as we think about our commitment to community. And that sense of urgency has only grown in recent months. At Mission Partners, we think about the greatest contributions we've had have been on systems like foster care, education, and affordable housing. And the work that we've done inside those systems has only happened well when we have listened closely to the voices below the mainstream. We believe that every voice matters, but there are far too many voices that are not being listened to and not being engaged in meaningful ways right now. But those are the voices we need to hear, and in large part, those are the voices that we will begin to hear today. Dr. Wayne Dyer said, "Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at will change." That's everything, right? Perspective is everything. But it's hard to gain perspective when the people and the ideas around you don't change. So flipping an issue around, right? Seeing it completely from another point of view can do a lot to gain that perspective. And it's something that we do often at Mission Partners. It's a little something we call design thinking. A few of you in this room I know have heard about that. And here's why I like it. Because regardless of the titles we hold, whether we be educator, student, parent, journalist, we have a few of those in the room too. It's our designs, otherwise known as our decisions, that have a direct impact on one another. And that idea that our decisions, our designs, hold great impact on one another, there's great power and great responsibility in that. Here's the problem though, right? So we often design in the same circles. Business talks to business, government talks to government. There's a lot of people left out of those conversations and out of those decisions. So what would happen if entire communities came together to listen, to learn, and to think about those solutions together? Might we actually see where inequities exist and then have the ability to do something about them? For those of you who are at the lunch with us today, I hope you started to feel that. Right? We intentionally had you sitting with people that you didn't know. You didn't know their titles. You didn't know their roles. You didn't know what they did for a living. We were just people together having interesting conversation. And so I think that's the start of something, right? What happens when you put all of that aside, when you take the divides away and you can have a conversation to really think about where we're going together? So today we started learning and listening from one another. We started in community. When we came over to the theater, we had a chance to reflect on the board on how we were feeling, how we were thinking, what stuck with us from that conversation. And soon, we'll head into a series of conversations that will help see the world not through our own eyes, but through the experiences of other people. And by doing so, I hope you find that it makes it easier to notice and reflect on your own actions and your own powers to build a better version of our community and our country. Later, as you head back outside, you'll find a series of conversation boards to document what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and maybe what you're doing at the end of the day, or what you will do at the end of the day. So today kicks off a series of conversations like this. It kicks off a year-long project where we will bring community together in unexpected and unusual ways to challenge how we learn and how we think and how we connect. And in each of these future conversations, we will have journalists who will challenge how we see issues that we read about and go a little deeper into those issues. And we'll have members of the community who are willing to share their stories, who are willing to be brave as a way for us to, again, understand stories and issues in different ways. But for now, it's time to focus on this day's conversation. And to give you a sense on why I am so excited to lead today with a conversation with Valeria Fernandez, I'd like you to turn your attention to the screen.